Hi there, welcome to today's devotional. My last devotional, I spoke about what to do when you feel a failure, which of course we all do at times. And two points I made there. Firstly, what's important to do, the steps that we need to take when we feel that we failed, is firstly to reconnect our hearts with God. And then secondly, to saturate ourselves in the promises of God. I just want to make a couple more points today to kind of round up this two-part devotional, you could say. The third thing that we should do when we feel a failure is to go on a declaration rampage. A declaration rampage. Now, this is one of Steve Backlund's phrases, declaration rampage. Hebrews 10:23 says this: "Let us hold fast the confession of our hope without wavering, for he who promised is faithful." And that, is a powerful, powerful verse. Let us hold fast the confession of our hope without wavering. This is not kind of some clinging on with just our fingertips. This is holding on with all that we have, with all our might, to our confession, the confession of our hope. Why? Because God is faithful. And our confession is really, really important. What comes out of our mouths are really, really important. I just want you to imagine, this is relevant, okay, so please bear with me. Imagine a football game, okay, it's half time, it's Man U v Spurs, okay, and Man U are 2-0 up, okay, so it's 2-0 to Man U at half time. And then the Spurs players get in the dressing room, and their manager, Jose Mourinho, what does he do at that particular time? Does he say, well, guys, game's up now, 2-0, they've outplayed you, may as well just kind of take our kits off, pack up our bags and go? No, his job is to turn those players who feel defeated, who feel like failures, who feel weary, into, to fire them up and inspire them into players who believe they can actually go out and win the game and and kind of snatch victory from the jaws of defeat. And, this is the same effect that declaring God's promises has on us, if we apply faith to them, of course, and if we believe that those promises are for us. We can, be fired up by God's promises because he is faithful and he'll always deliver on his promises. And this is not just mind over matter. This is not just positive thinking, but this is biblical optimism. And so, of course, in the football game, Jose Mourinho does his job, and the players go out, and then a Harry Kane hat-trick later, and Tottenham come out 3-2 victors. So we're all happy, aren't we? Well, maybe I can think of one person who might not be. But anyway, when we declare the word of God, the promises of God, the confession of our hope, declaring our true identities, declaring and thanking God for who we truly are, and thinking about how God has been faithful in the past to us and has never let us down, and speaking directly maybe into those areas where we feel that we failed, where the emotions are running high. Romans 10:17 says faith comes by hearing. And, as we hear ourselves declare the things of God, then, I believe that applying faith to that, then victorious faith rises up within us. So saturating ourselves in the promises of God, but also declaring the promises, going on a declaration rampage. And finally, taking care of ourselves. Steve Backlund has this acronym HALT, H-A-L-T, and he says this: never make a major conclusion or major decision when you are hungry, angry, lonely or tired, because at these times, things do feel a lot worse, and we can believe things that simply are not true. So this is what happened to Elijah in 1 Kings 19, didn't it? Elijah was running scared from Jezebel. He was God's anointed and chosen man for the moment, for the time, and yet he was in fear of his life, and he was tired, and he was hungry, and he was burnt out, and he began to believe a load of lies and believe that, God, just let me die, because I'm obviously not your man for the moment, and, Jezebel or Ahab are going to kill me, and so on and so forth. He began to believe these lies. And what happened was God sent an angel to minister to him with some very practical direction and advice. Just simply eat something. And that is maybe sometimes all that we need, or a part of what we need when we are feeling low, when we're feeling like a failure. We need to look after our bodies. We are holistic. We are body, mind, and we are body, soul, and spirit. So maybe it's just getting some rest, getting some exercise, doing something connecting with someone who, energizes you. Maybe just talking it through with someone. Having something nice to eat without overindulging ourselves and comfort eating. Keeping our hearts healthy in relationships. So taking care of ourselves is also really important. So there you go. When you feel like a failure, reconnect your heart with God, saturate yourself in the promises of God, go on a declaration rampage and take care of yourself.